So the Nigerian government have been sending petition upon petition upon petition. The Nigerian government, even the Nigerian so-called military, they have been sending petitions, sending delegates secretly to Finland government. So each of those petitions they send, the Finland authorities demand their presence. They need to be present in the trial. It's not all about sending petition or instigating violence or instigating terrorism in Nigeria. Biafran movement is not new to the world. Something happened. There has been a conventional war that killed close to 3 million people. That happened for 3 years. So the Biafran progression or the Biafran agitation is not a new thing to the United Nations or to the national body. Do you understand? So everything the Nigerian government have been doing, everything possible they have been doing, all their whole petitions have been sent back to them. They are needed. It's not by sending delegates or sending different petitions to Finland. Finland is not African country. It's not Kenya. They do things by the law and they have rule of law. And with Simon Ekpa is a citizen. He is a citizen of Finland. So don't think that the Finland authorities can easily send back Simon Ekpa to Nigeria for you to try him in Nigeria. That is impossible. Now, the question is, Simon Ekpa have been off for close to 1 month now. So who is instigating this violence that is still happening in Southeast? Who is instigating these shootings and killings that are still happening in Southeast? You guys claim that he is the one that has been instigating violence and terrorism in the southern eastern part of Nigeria. But since he has been brought to book, so many things have been happening because you don't know how deep this movement is. You think if you take one of you guys took our leader Mazen Nnamdi and you kept him in DSS custody without trial, getting to 4 years now. That is the same thing that you guys want to do to Simon Ekpa. But the fact is that there are so many Mazen Nnamdi and there are so many Simon Ekpa out there to pick up this agitation. No matter what your Nigerian state do, believe me, there are so many Simon Ekpa and so many Mazen Nnamdi out there that are ready to pick up this agitation. This is something that must happen. We must be liberated from the zoo called Nigeria. We will never sink with the zoo. We will never sink with the zoo. Believe me, the zoo is sinking. Before 2027, the zoo will sink completely. And we don't want to be inside the river, inside the big ocean with the zoo. Because very soon, these terrorists will take over the north. And they have already taken over the north. So many local governments in the north have been taken over by terrorists. So that is why we are fighting so hard to protect our border. Fighting so hard to protect our people. Fighting so hard to make sure that these Fulani Janjaweeds don't come to our land to intimidate us. Or don't take over our lands, our farms, rape our children and women. That is what we are fighting for. That is what we are fighting for. That is why we have the Biafran Defensive Force and the Biafran Liberation Army. So the only people instigating violence in Southeast are the state governors and the politicians. Because they keep saying what they cannot do. They promise the people that they will go and talk to Tinubu regarding Mazen Nnamdi's release. So what's happening? It's over 4 months now. There is no feedback by these so-called governors. You locked somebody up for over 4 years now to no trial after you hijacked him from Kenya. So no matter the kind of protocols, no matter the kind of strategy the Nigerian government are using, believe me, you can never defeat the People's Army. You can never defeat the People's Army. What is happening will keep happening until you pull out your soldiers from Southeast. You pull out your thousands of soldiers from Southeast. They are not needed in Igbo land. Those soldiers you keep deploying in Igbo land, carrying guns around, harassing innocent Biafrans, are not needed in Igbo land. These soldiers are needed in Zambisa forest. They are needed in the north. They are needed in Sokoto, that these bandits have taken over 16 local governments in the north central. So that is where they are needed. They can't keep harassing innocent Biafrans day by day. Harassing innocent people day by day, destroying homes because you think you are fighting the Biafran Liberation Army or you think you can win the Biafran Liberation Army. It's not as before. Everything has changed. And believe me, this particular problem that is happening between these cabinet members and the Biafran the diaspora government, believe me, is still the zoo that is trying so hard to bring in confusion into that so-called movement, because the zoo know what they are doing. The zoo know what they are doing. That is why they are fighting so hard to bring in atrocities, to bring in quarrels into this our liberation and our freedom, so that when Simon Ekpa comes out, he will not be well concentrated in what is happening. That is why they took out his phone and everything. And these so-called cabinet members are just joking around. Both the chief of staff and the minister of finance, I don't know what they are dragging. I don't know what they are fighting for. Who will replace Simon Ekpa? Who will be in charge? Who will be in charge of the fundraiser? Who will do this one? Who will do that one? I don't know what they are fighting about. So if you are just joining us now, do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Then let me throw you more light to the division and the problem that is happening in the cabinet of Simon Ekpa, and to tell you the audacity and the dignity of what all these officials have, because they don't know what they are doing, because Simon Ekpa is already released but have not granted full access to some certain things. His conditions for release have been set up. Social media is not one of them, so he needs to stay clear of social media, because that is the main point. That is where the Nigerian government is hitting their fingers at. That is where they are hitting their drums at. That he's using his X handle to instigate violence and terrorism in the southern part of Nigeria. That is it. So that is where they are folding their hands onto. But believe me, the joy have come, because very soon he will be released, because the Nigerian government keeps sending files, sending petitions, which have been rejected by the Finland authorities. They need to come with something tangible that make, a terrorism trial is not something you just bring out from social media. You need to come with a heavy evidence that proves that this man is a terrorist, or that proves that this man is instigating terrorism in the southeastern part of Nigeria. That is it. Now listen to the main reason why these cabinet members are fighting over all these things. Now do well to subscribe and turn on notification button. More news will be coming up. If you are just joining us now, you can do well to check back our previous videos. Then you understand the movement. Then you understand what we are fighting about. Then you understand that with the local media, all we keep doing is to make sure that the whole world realize what is actually happening in Southeast. Even if you are an Igbo man or an Igbo woman in America, in Europe, anywhere in diaspora or anywhere in the zoo, you can do well to subscribe to this channel. This is where you get your day-to-day data, raw data regarding what is happening between the Biafran Liberation Army and the Zoo Army of Nigeria. Now, listen.
Very beautiful. You never gonna skin the skin no. Now to see menes now. Nke go go ne bon kokogoro. Bon kokogoro. Look up boroko. E yesi da ha medu. We e ba na agba egwu na social media na me. Unu ni ne ondo sabo. Unu ekotene. Unu ni ne. Hey! Saboteurs! Everywhere. Nakana abala go flight idi betani. Idowele ego. You turn against the Abatopie. Turn against one for 1 minute. Also in Ghana, Kobe, to your be Germany. And I'm able to say, shall I go to control the voice here and say, imagine some voice I have. Let me go back for that voice. Come when we kid dress your ma. Now I'm supposed to call. Can they bear that voice in it? Obiena wa yezu uko unaga di nwoke do na jeje choi bo mere onwe on bondage o class na jari kan chon fote ama like na agwa mmadu okwu ana ma atu ya aka n'iru ko were kwete na ọ na-eme kan jide fote self Mamus ono na abato na Asia ai chon fote or this nda apasugo mi iwe mad very hard on them now. Then now what the photo can pin wherever we leave a message. Cough no idiot. Oge kelele krutu one. Na bo na mdela gwunu Biafran se. Niba ahụ na mabuzi uya, mana mabuzi uya. Abuta sunu na onye ahụkwa sabo, mana nọ no sabo. Aka unu gba nkịtị one day ibe ahụ kwuru amahame. Chere no ka nchọ foto yi. Ewe nweti ya. Ka mpino ka m wee nwee ike izi ozi nchọrọ izie. Ka ọnwa na ọwụ ewu. Oh, never ha. Biafraland. Ana bo ebu abata obie. Chineke wee biaba nchani na aja. Voma nchani na ọchị. Shama nchani na eko. Waveri. Tana Finland asum kama na ya ka ime no peace. Kama na ya na abafukwa na ka ime peace newe ye. Chibe nekta chiba dare fuku chiba ku ọchị. Ta nwoke ochere na nwo onye. Ewe nwoke ache na nwodo. Che na nwo ewu. Ka ọ ka ibe lachasi ami. Enemi isi na ya onye Nsụka. Nkakwu nkanụ ka ọsọ onye eza. Ọma na mmụọ nọ na eza na ọmụnwa nwunye. Mmụọ na eza, mmụọ nọ niile nọ na ala Igbo niile. Ọ dị eza.
Hi there, my name is Kwajiri Madi, the senior pastor, Covenant Nation.
Ọ dị eza. Ọ izide. Madimi be no si awoda. Amoni boss ya wow. Mama no onye izi. Koso onye eza. Mwana me no we ebe me tibe ho. Onwere ikpo mo iwe. Mgbọwara ya obodo dị na eza ọnwa ya. Mgbọwara ya ava eza ọnwa ya. Mgbọwara ya okwu mmụọ nọ na eza ọnwa ya. Onye ụjọ. Onye ahụ na ya na-abụ na-ekwu okwu na-ekwu. Onye ya ajụ ya for how many years ọ kpọrọ njebe dibịa. Onye wụ ọkụrụ ya. Ọkwa ojechana zu ike. Na Finland m na-ekpewe udo. Mgbọrọ na-abụ. Nke mbụ na hall. Nke abụọ na izi. Onye izi ka ọ sị dị ahụ na bai. Nke abụọ na resta ebe a na-eri nri. O video kwere m o jiri ahụ video ma afọ na ọ na-evidio mana mgbe ya nkịtị. O wee ibe ji ana m ezo video m ezo. Anọ na social media. And they all star ka nwụ. Star social media. Yo, I come on no take in picture. Go were mezu ahịrị okwu ndị a. Ebe ka foto wanada. Foto apụta. Wasa ọ na-agwa mmadụ okwu ewepụta m ya wee gwe ya okwu. Oh, ụmụnne nwenu ndidi. O nwere ife nchọrọ iko iji wee kọwara ya. Ka o nwata na o iwe niile ka mmadụ na-eme. Before na-eme ihe, I do very careful. Na ya amaracha na unu watch ya. Mgbe ọ na-ekwu okwu awarida, ibe a na-akpa ya my son. Agwara my son, ọ unu chete. Agwara my son. Ọ chọrọ ka my son. Kịta na-akpọzi my son. Ibe ọ na-akpọzi Simon Èkpà. Simon, ikwu oke o si akpọ Simon. N'afọ na ọ na-akpọ Simon. N'afọ the voice o ji akpọ Simon na ifu na this man hate Govt.To with passion. Ọ kpọka ya asị. Ewetego foto na-achọ. Bụ dị teka. Ambia. Oma mosu. Ntinye ha. Ewere mkpọ video. Nani ye? Ibe ahụ foto last year. Maka mụ na ya na-aba anyị na-ese okwu mgbe Ganante. Okuleba.
Na fe nyai meri. Anum na nwanne m Chineke na fe nyai meri.
Nwanne na Chineke na fe nyebe mmeri. Imagine some play this voice ekwu moku. Mmekuzi okwu with this voice na ka nkọwala onu ife na voice ya.
Anum na onye from inside na mbo mother Grandma bo I don't know why resign go from Ngozora base. As in Ngozora base in a ship is in because the information.
No, don't know why resign go from our chief of staff. No, they shake you see. Piano the name today. Or don't know our chief of staff on the shake. Oh, be a shame on you. Jechalo, Kimwe Akolo. What are their class in a WhatsApp group? Since EG Futua, Onakis ya class, he class Jaden, class Jenna, because he will occupation. Only when occupation, who are no good at WhatsApp group. And good and go on Anugan or for something very important. Or one of us, even Amazikumonazi, some walk a calism, why and Asarekata. I didn't Bulumike. I
don't know which you can go to base in order too much. As a woman, I will go and resign to go from her. Because the woman is on do job. Because I don't know why you are siding good in America. I had with each how with the highest in the nation. This struggle in America. But then they would teach by almost 5,000 a month.
Oh, no, even though being power go. Some see federal this useless alama chili. Agwana monde by na even the Fulani Enugu State wacha. Onyo una sugu na wo Enugu State nyo of ma. Owuno babanchani no. Nando Fulani kola kweba. You watch a majority. Ndi sonda emana majority wa unde Enugu. Umwala mwajiri babi agitator umwala mwajiri babi ala agitator group Fulani even though now this criminal mpa wego nanda agba na ngata ke yebe si na eri ayi ogba ko na go na even though na owo no na acho owo no kan we na de no wo le sign Owuru kwado no wezi okwu mana ka nwezie ye ne ya onu no na do no owu design ojo nje ti wase ka ya mala kedi be gbata wa do no owu ji we design no so si be de yanka we go ama no owu na do no owu design no evulu ego sisa di ba do no owu na ebujesi obi do you know me be menu even man no never everything. Okay na wata. Ya wo kenkela agwana ba. Onyo na nkekete lo le kele olu eke. Onyo na aluba nkie ego na bia na akwụbụ ụgwọ. So kwona nke Nigerian government ifu oge kele bu ego. Obu biri awo obu ebu. Obu ye. Obu nke osutere no hi na bia. Akwa gwara mu na ego ne. I toro aka Finland convention agwara mu na ego ne wele gu na ego ne 20 something thousand I kwuru maka ibe ni na maka ma book everything Biafra I kwuru where juice ego hola owe ego ne ego hola for 1 week owe ego ne Eti 66 people they donate minimum 500 every month. If you will support this convention, ebe kode. John Diso Tolo. Onyo na the NAFTA ego. Man again.
Did you know GT.Co has an investment subsidiary called GT Fund Managers? And today,
the NAFTA ego. Man again.
I don't know what. So the woman has the information and what they go now. I don't know where they go. I don't know where I'm going to resign.
Obi, I don't know who I resign. I don't know who is a woman of 70-something years. Obi, I don't know who is a woman of 70-something years. 73, go this year. In na Finland, okay, killing now, bam, na Sonia Alawa, mere. Unwo no hit everybody. O hit ndi kade yongo. Onwelende no emela admit because of this time. If na mention onwelende nwala BP. Oge nkele o shekili adono. Hapu chakwa na this woman we strong woman. O shekili. I don't know what's na can we take care of her health because we need 2 months. Cares good ike. Take care of we because we need onye admi ya no chigodanye entre the yechi has just got the memo. I don't know who the memo. Onyo makwa na go iti. Ndị asịra ma agụ ndị a naba chinge ma no nwere ndị nka mma otu onye ahụ toro so na ndị kama go ọnwụ na ọgụrụ that memo. I don't know who oputara. I didn't show this woman oh one go jina akwase. Look at how this woman is akwasere. Neke nanya ko si akwase la. Ego na egente.
Information I know what to get one them in Manam for some name with the Russian like 2 days. Tom na Simon na Ngozium.
Na Simon, ona Ngozium fit my son. Now Simon, ona Ngozium my son. Nduni na what this idiot. When I want to be no ya cannot no with us. Even on the go to be my son. Kito, who's your son? You know, Simon. Oh, wouldn't you gonna me like a mother, like a good person? Would you was a quaggan and they say, in Akpa Hiji Maria? Would you was a quaggan wiggy in Akpa Hiji Maria? They mess a moment, why? Honey, baby, Oku say, pardon. You get to. Ese choku baby ebidokwa onye ahorele ka agwala ọ na-emekwa ụmụ nwoke ọnwụ na ibye mmadụ abasi abagu okeke okwu se kontinu ọkpọba ya okeke maka eji emecha dozie ọwụrụgodu na odozi okeke ahụ ịbago eye onye nyecha iwerekwa anaghị akọ ụdị akụkọ ahụ akọ ụmụ nwa osu Simon Nana get to this idiot called Opi Otoro Nalani. This man, in fact, every year, me pele gakuko. Let me just say to New Year. I don't know what about New Year, man. This year, I will get useless year. Now, your life, are you not ashamed of yourself? You are a stupid man. Oh, let me just say, a good document for this year. Or to your life, you are useless. Now, for you people to sabotage, this is struggle. Plan on walk, Panama than the war. Obi. Plan on walk, or now no see money there, or talk to you, see that keep it. Mwonye gwala yono. Nena ya kunu sefu koye si wede. Nena kambagi, ozon na chi meke malo. Biafran say binigo and Biafran manke wezioku. What